Hey guys, and welcome back to the Groove, episode 7. We are in the middle of Halloweek, and it's feeling like fall, freaking finally outside. Awesomeness is in the air. I have my fall blanket to be on theme. I have my orange microphone like I always do, and yeah, such swell vibes. I had a very stressful day today, but I won't get into it because I'm going to get really heated and then I'm going to start yelling, and then you're all going to get mad because you're going to be like, Emily, I came here to relax. Why are you yelling in my ear? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm going to be like, well, sorry, my life sucks right now and I want to make it your problem. Just kidding. I wouldn't do that. I'm going to try to talk about spooky things today a little bit, and also talk about COVID a little bit later in the episode. But it is spooky season. It is spooky week, and I have a busy week this week actually. I have a photo shoot with my friend tomorrow for one of my projects. I have a wonderful cover night at Dominic Lanza's house. I have a wonderful show at Yuki Club with Sammy Cantor of Shark Earrings. Joey Hess's last show. And then I have a wonderful, awesome Halloween / birthday / welcome home party. Yes, that is what is up with me this week. I'm so hype. It's going to be so much fun. But of course, I'm a little sick. Because why can't anything go right for me ever? I'm just kidding. I'm being so dramatic. I need to shut up. I do want to talk about today, though, gore. Gore. What is up with the fetish of gore these days, in the fact that every single movie, show, anything that's coming out anymore is just so gut-wrenchingly gory that it's like disgusting and I want to throw up and I want to cry because it's just so gory. I just watched Weapons, and I've heard mixed reviews. Reviews? What does that mean? Mixed reviews on Weapons. I personally really liked it. I thought it was really scary. A lot of people didn't think it was scary and said it was more of a thriller detective thing. I did not get that at all, low-key. I thought it was terrifying and really disgusting and really gory. I have seen Bring Her Back. You want to talk about a gory movie. Holy bejeebus. That movie is actually so disgusting. I almost threw up multiple times. There's a child that eats a knife in that movie. And I was like, oh my god, I can't take it. It's so nasty. Those are two movies that literally just came out recently. Talk to Me came out recently. So gory, so disgusting. We're talking about body horror with children now. Why are we evolving to the point where we can't feel anything unless it's so gory? I do think I did have this conversation with my friend Asan, and she's a health major. So like she's like, it's just the human body, like whatever. I'm not looking at the human anatomy 24/7 because like that's not what I do. But she does, and she's like, I don't know, like, I'm an EMT, like, I've seen crazy shit, and I'm like, okay, valid. But, like, I remember when there was this viral video of this guy who, like, killed himself on Facebook Live, and he, like, literally, sorry, trigger warning, number 1. I'm very sorry I did not do a trigger warning. But he offed himself on Facebook Live, and that, like, went around a lot, and it was like very much talked about because sick, twisted human beings would like put videos of dogs, and then it would like cut to that. And I saw it when I was younger, and I wasn't affected by it because I was just like so desensitized at this point to gore because of just everything that I was exposed to from the internet. But like it's like a big deal. Like, bro, like we're putting these movies out and we're putting this stuff out, and like it goes to the same thing about just like inappropriate things for children, like just coming across it when scrolling on YouTube Kids. Like, I just don't think anything is ever properly censored. So the fact that a little kid could see this is very much a thing that could happen. But I think it's just like, I don't know. I had just such a gory week last week because I also watched the Ed Gein show, the Monsters show that just dropped. If you're unfamiliar, Monsters is like a show series that's happening right now. Started like 2022, I think, with the Jeffrey Dahmer edition, and then they did the Menendez brothers last year, and then this year they did Ed Gein. Ed Gein, he was 1940s, something like that probably. Creep, crazy stuff that he did, but it was all super gory, whatever. But like back then, like none of that stuff was talked about. Like none of that stuff was shown. It was very much like, oh, don't want to see it, don't put it out there. Like, I don't know, man. Like, why are we evolving to the point where we need to like see blood and guts and people's body parts getting ripped off and like, to like literally feel anything? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's crazy and it's really weird. But that's enough of my scary, spooky talk for today. We do have 3 awesome, awesome songs that I'm going to show you. And also, I don't want you guys to think that I don't like gore because I'm a Dead fan, love The Walking Dead. That's not really even, no, it's pretty gory. Like, I love The Walking Dead. Terrifier, I low-key think Terrifier is like funny because it's so absurd. Saw, I grew up low-key on the Saw movies. I used to be obsessed with them. Like, I'm not against gore. I just think that like gore doesn't make a movie scary anymore. Like, I don't know. I feel like there needs to be more layers, and I also am just like a little upset that like everything that's coming out now is making me like cringe and turn away from the TV and like be like, what is humanity? But whatever. I'm done talking about it now because we do have really 3 awesome songs that are awesome and also just sort of came out. One of them came out a little bit ago. But up first we have Fountain of the Seahorse by Hugh Hinton, the awesome Hugh Hinton, the awesome dude. Interviewed him last year. Great interview. Go check it out. Everything he does, anything he touches turns to gold, and he is just such an amazing musician. You all need to check him out. Then we have Smoke Room by Andy. I'm not going to try to say your last name because I know I'm going to mess it up. You know me, guys. Can't pronounce anything for the life of me. Andy ran Roanoke last year, believe, and he's just awesome. And the new song is Gas, so we're going to show that song off. And then we're going to play Someone Like You by Refrigerator. They just played my school recently for Battle of the Bands, and they won, and they will be returning to campus soon. I think they're one of the coolest bands in the scene right now that I have seen coming out, and they're from Ridley, which is even crazier because I'm from Inneboro. Insane. But yeah, they're super talented, and they're super different, and I really, really like them. Really nice people, too. So definitely go check them out after this. And stay tuned, because we're going to be talking to Jesse Ruben right after this about his newest album release, Belong. So yeah, I hope you enjoy these next 3 songs. Stay tuned for the interview, and here we go. You say a prayer before the show, 'cause I want every second I can get my hand. 'Cause someone like you should. Hey guys, I'm now here with Jesse Ruben to talk about his newest album, Belong. Thanks for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. So my first question for you is, your album covers a lot of different topics, kind of from like health problems to love, and then also just like the political climate. So
Yeah.
what made you kind of put all of those into one project?
First of all, you just answered the question for me. I feel like I've had to answer that there are like kind of three different topics.
Yeah.
I think it was a couple things. One is like I wrote those songs over a pretty long period of time. So like some of the songs about my wife, like they were written like a year or two apart, but put on the same album. But also like being a human right now is complicated and there's like a lot going on. And so to not write about like politically a little bit felt disingenuous because it would be like I'm just avoiding this topic. And then through all of that, like through getting engaged to my wife and all of these things, both before and after, I was dealing with really, really bad Lyme disease. And so that was something that sort of at the time, it was like hard to think about. It was hard to write just because of all my crazy health stuff, but writing about it really helped process a lot of those things because we're just like not designed to be sick for months and months and months at a time. Like you start to kind of lose it a little bit. And so writing some of those songs was really helpful in like reminding me like, oh, I survived this and I got through this and I'm still me. And it was like really, that was an important part of the process for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Now you do have one song in there that kind of in your press release it talks about like making the audience feel one and how there's a disconnect from the stage area,
Yeah.
having people look up. How do you
Yeah.
think that ties in like everything that you do talk about in your album?
I think like the big theme of it is connection. So whether that's with like another person or a spouse or friends or family, but also especially right now, like community feels so important.
Hmm.
And I think I've just played a couple shows and the way that I've been ending the shows is like in 2025, the biggest and most intense currency you can give someone is your attention. And so I take that really seriously. And so when I wrote Trying My Best, I wrote it because I had there's this weird dynamic of like I'm on stage with a microphone and you're down here in a chair watching me. And I was thinking about like how could I write a song that puts like everybody on the same emotional place? And then it really, after all my health stuff, people started sharing with me just like what they were dealing with. And it's like, oh, every single person is carrying this stuff around all the time. Like
Hmm.
for every single person, anywhere they go, there's like stuff they have to deal with to get there. And so literally I was like, how would it be crazy for me to literally have a song where I'm like live and singing to people and saying, raise your hand if you ever do this, if you ever get lonely or
Hmm.
feel sad, or you're stressed about money, or you don't like what your body looks like. And it's amazing to see over the course of the song there's like a shift in the room because people start like really self-conscious and I don't know, I don't want to. And then by the end, it's like we have this group of people who might not have ever met each other, all like going through and having this very human and realistic moment. And it ends on a positive note, which was on purpose because obviously I don't want to bum anybody out, but also like I, if I don't have hope, if we don't have hope, like what are we doing? You know?
Hmm.
So it really came from like going through that and so many people I was like, oh, once I get healthy I'm going to be happy, my life is going to be perfect.
Hmm.
And then I got healthy and I was like, oh, I'm still like miserable a lot and because I haven't dealt with all the emotional part of this.
Hmm.
So it was really like admitting that that existed and like how to process all of that.
Yeah, that's amazing because there is a huge disconnect that I always think of like when I go to concerts and things like that. It's like this person is so little because I'm all the way
Yeah.
in nosebleeds and
Yeah.
it's like I'm having a great time, but I don't feel connected at all. And that's why I love house shows and things like that. So my question for you is like, have you ever played in a house or like basements and stuff like that? And do you prefer playing that than
Not only
stages?
So the answer to your question is 100% yes. And not only do I feel the same way, I mean, I am not fortunate enough to play concerts yet, big enough where someone is in the nosebleeds and I am very small. But I love small, intimate shows and house concerts because you get to be, I mean, I'm pretty chatty on stage anyway, but people get to feel like they really get to know you. And when they really get to know you, they really want to support you. And also, the music industry is so messed up right now that I can make more money playing for 30 people in a living room than I can if I sold like 150 tickets at a club. Like, and it's not even close.
Yeah.
So I feel like there used to be this stigma that like house concerts aren't sexy, and now like so many people I know, including myself, are doing them all the time,
Hmm.
especially because like for what I do, there's this weird thing of like I don't know that people care. Like I just like you just put these things out into the world and you hope that people care. And
Hmm.
until they come and in person and like share with you about that, it can be easy to forget that that happens. And so getting to actually like meet people whose lives I've impacted because of my work is like some of the most beautiful moments of my life, you know? And so, listen, it would be a great problem to have if I had to play a show and someone was so far away, they were like, I don't feel like I'm connected to Jesse as an artist. But playing to like small theaters, house concerts, backyards, there's a lot of people that have like concert series. It's just great. People come because they want to listen. They come because they want to feel moved. They come because they want to feel connected in a way that like the internet does not provide. And I think that's really special. And it's something that like is not unique to musicians and singer-songwriters, but we certainly are what we do is really great in those environments.
Yeah. Like with the whole disconnect with social media and everything like that, I feel like COVID really ruined that for everyone. And in your press
Yes.
release, you do mention COVID. So I wanted to know, like, how did COVID impact you as a musician and possibly the process of this album?
Well, first of all, this album was supposed to come out like at the end of COVID,
Oh, wow.
and then it didn't because I got sick and it got all messed up. But I am not good in isolation.
Mm,
Like I am at my best when I am like traveling and meeting people, and I love sitting in airports and I love going to shows and doing
mm,
all, I obviously love spending time at home too, but it really like, especially for what I do, so much of it is that like human component of like sharing a space. So my wife and I would do these like Friday night concerts,
mm,
and it would be really like they were really fun and silly, and I would interview her as my special guest because obviously there was no one else there to interview, and like she had a theme song, and people would watch every week, and we would get donations and stuff. But like there were times where the only reason I knew what day it was is because
mm.
we were doing those Friday night shows. Like
Oh,
she's an actor and I'm a musician. Like our industry is just basically shut down. And
mhm,
so there was a lot of like, how are we going to get through this emotionally? How are we going to get through this financially? I think as a writer and as a performer, I had a lot of time to think about like what do I want to say and what do I want people to get out of my performances, but also sort of gave me this permission of like sort of like fearlessness of just being completely myself and not necessarily always just trying to like win over everybody all the time and be charming, but really like talk about and focus on the stuff that really matters to me. And then it turns out the more authentic I am, actually, the more people respond to it.
mhm,
So it's been really interesting. But yeah, I really just, since COVID, I just really feel like this need to like be around people
mhm.
in real life. You know, it just, I've always felt that way, but it just really,
Yeah.
yeah,
Me too. I very much relate to that. So I need people, and that's why I
like,
love this too, because I need
yeah,
like this is our first time talking. So like
totally. But
it's awesome.
we moved to Atlanta for my wife's job, but during the
Mhm.
pandemic, we were living in like a tiny apartment in Brooklyn
Yeah.
that was right off of the BQE, which is this main highway in Brooklyn. And
Mm.
so constantly, just like trucks going and cars going by constantly. And
Mhm.
then one day during the pandemic, no cars.
Crazy.
Like you went
Really
outside and
crazy.
it was like the apocalypse. It was crazy. It was crazy for everybody. But
It's a weird
especially
time.
in New York when like you're
Hmm.
used to being around people all the time and
Yeah.
bumping into people and it was nuts. Like the quiet, I couldn't sleep because it was so quiet. It was
That's so
crazy.
weird.
It was crazy.
Well, I'm glad our world is semi back to normal.
Totally. Also, I just have to say, I love that you're wearing an Eagles
Oh, yes.
something right
On
now.
Sunday.
Yeah, just couldn't pass up that opportunity.
I am going to a bar and watching right after this, so.
Amazing. Amazing.
But thank you so much. This was awesome.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And then for the listeners, we're gonna listen to three new songs off of Jesse's new album, Belong. Make sure you stream it anywhere and everywhere. 'Cause you and I belong together. As soon as we met, I knew you were mine. Every morning I get anxious.
And once again, that was Belong, Future, and Try My Best off of Jesse Ruben's newest album, Belong. Jesse's awesome. I really loved talking to him on Zoom for like 11 minutes. He was a super down to earth, super nice person. Shout out to Maggie. Thank you so much for putting that interview together. It was super cool to actually have like a professional kind of connection and like work through that. I've never had that happen before, and it was really, really cool. And I kind of hope it happens again in the future because it was really sick. But now we are going to talk about COVID because COVID was spooky, scary time for everyone too. Um, I don't know. I'm doing my new question thing, and I really could not think of a good question. So the first thing that popped in my head was, what did you guys do during COVID? Like, what was your favorite pastimes? And I'm gonna read them to you. But first, I'm gonna tell you about mine. So I tore my ACL literally right before the world shut down for COVID, and I couldn't walk the whole time. So I literally just sat on the couch with my leg propped up, and I just like did jigsaw puzzles with my mom, and would just like cry and like be upset about the fact that I had no knee. Um I also had a boyfriend during that time too, which was really weird. So we were kind of like online dating because we couldn't see each other. But then like we made the our parents like finally made the exception. They were like, whatever, like you guys are dating, you're young, like you guys can see each other, like it's fine. And it was so weird. It's really weird. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it was strange. Anyways, weird time. But I think my favorite pastime during COVID was just watching movies and like forcing myself to walk because um like for rehabilitation reasons, like I was supposed to go on walks, but like in any other time, I probably would have, like, if the world was normal, I probably would have been like, ugh, I don't want to go for a walk. Like, I want to just, like, chill. But, like, since I literally couldn't do anything else, like, I loved going on walks. Like, me and my mom would walk my dog Chloe around the block. It was so nice. It was actually so nice. And then I would sit outside on the porch and I would read, and that was really fun. But yeah, I think, and I would do album reviews. That was like the beginning. Whoa, this is actually crazy. I'm like remembering all of this. But I think COVID really was the time for me to dive into like creative hobbies for once. Like I was like reading books and I was like watching movies and like really diving into like actual media and like understanding like what a book and what music and what movies can like do to you as a human being and like expanding your own mind. So I think I kind of actually miss lockdown. And I know that's not a hot take because a lot of people kind of miss lockdown too. It was just a time. Like everyone's always like the world never stops and like if you're ever like sick or anything, like forget about it. The world's just going to keep going and like forget about you. Well, guess what? We lived through a time where the world literally did stop and nobody was left behind because nothing was happening at all. So, I think that's like really insane. The more I think about COVID and the more like that time passes, it's just like wow. Like we actually really did live through something crazy. Like I don't know. Cuz like sometimes it's just like, "Oh yeah, COVID." But then other times it's like COVID. Like, holy shit. So now I'm going to read what you guys did because I did like a lot of your guys' answers. So up first we have Janelle Dixon. I'm sorry. Up first we have Jane Dixon, COD Mobile, and doing Charlie D'Amelio TikTok dances, which is really valid. Riley Whippy, my bestie, said Among Us. We would play Among Us all the time. And did we bully kids? Maybe. Sammy Cantor, gluten-free at-home workouts. I didn't know workouts could be gluten-free, but I know what you mean. Dorian said Roblox, banger. The After Hours band said collage and stop motion animation, which is so sick. I would love to see some of your work. I think stop motion is so cool. I've never been able to do it. Never tried it. But I think it's like you have to be the most patient person alive. Valentina's biggest fan, being chronically online. Well, hey, I do that now. Natalie said baking and cooking. Fire. James from Wallace Tonight said weed. He also said reading. We have another Wallace Tonight member said 8-ball pool. Fire. Mikey Mayo said playing golf with your friends on the Overcast Discord. That sounds awesome. And then we have Jimmy of a Down. Animal Crossing. That's kind of fire. Oh my gosh, actually I went crazy on Animal Crossing too. That just like made me remember. I was insane on Animal Crossing back in the day, but I had it on my mobile phone because I don't have a Switch. So I only had like the little island, whatever it was, like the mobile Animal Crossing version. And it was so sweet and so fun. And I love games like that, but I just don't have the time to like play them. And like I really want to do that more. Like Minecraft, bro. Lost art for me. Like I need to get back into it. I need to play Minecraft again. But I mix Animal Crossing and Minecraft together. But I'm going to shut up now. I hope you guys enjoyed that little segment of what we did to get away from the spooky, scary times. So up next, we do have 3 songs to also get you out of the spooky scariness of COVID. We have Vignette by Hidden Youth, Mind Over Matter by Daisy Chain, and Death of an Android by Moonlight Bloom. So I hope you guys enjoy these next 3 songs, and here we go.
Blood is stained with age.
And once again, that was Vignette by Hidden Youth, Mind Over Matter by Daisy Chain, and Death of an Android by Moonlight Bloom. I have to scroll pretty far to get the dad joke, so I'm gonna do my spiel while I do this. If you're new here, this is the most fun part of my show, arguably, where we talk about my dad. My dad is super cool and awesome, and he has pretty cool music taste, just like all dads do. And he got me into music with the Red Hot Chili Peppers back in the day. I heard Other Side, and I fell in love. And because of that, I give my dad a little spot on the show where he gives me a dad joke and a song, and we say the dad joke, and then we listen to the song. So, today's joke. Why did the cross-eyed teacher get fired? Because he couldn't get control of his pupils. But that was a good one. It didn't make me laugh this time, but it was good. And now for the dad jam, we have The Grand Illusion by Styx. I never knew that this was a song. I always thought it was just the album. But apparently, it's also the song. So, I hope you guys enjoy this next dad jam, and here we go. Once again, that was The Grand Illusion by Styx. Today's dad jam. So yeah, I don't really have much cool stuff to show you. I've had a very, 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 very stressful past 2-3 weeks because I did miss a week I'm sorry. I missed a week. But school has really been kicking me in the ass and leaving me on the side of the road and then spraying me with a puddle. Like, I have just been going through it. Not really going through it. It's just like I have so much work to do, and mind you, my professors want me to have a final complete model of my product for my capstone by December 2nd. Guys, I just started user testing. What do you mean I need to have the full thing by December 2nd? What do you think I am? I am not a robot. What in the world? I have 4 other classes on top of this. Who do you think I am? Who do you think any of us are, actually? Sorry. I said I was not going to rant, and I said I was not going to bring the negative energy into the episode. And here I am doing it. Anyway, I guess I could talk about Halloween movies. Halloween movies, they get me in actually such a good mood, which is unheard of for some people. I love Scream. I love Halloween. I love Nightmare on Elm Street. I think like the OG Halloween movies, they just have such nostalgia and they're just so good. And then you hit me with Stranger Things and I'm like sat and I'm eating popcorn all night long with chocolate and just biggest smile on my face, and nothing can tear me down in those moments. Coraline, anything Tim Burton, literally ever, especially Edward Scissorhands. Corpse Bride makes me cry every damn time, especially since her name is Emily, bro. Hit me where it hurts. But literally, scary movies too. Hell House LLC. Don't care that the plot is unfinished and never will be. I love that movie. Any found footage scary movie, sat, and I'm usually so scared and I can't go to bed. I know a lot of people hate Skinamarink. I love it. It scares me so bad. I didn't get to go to a haunted walkthrough this year, and I'm really upset about it. But maybe I'll be able to go to the one in Manayunk before the end of time. But yeah, guys, like, Halloween, it came and went so fast this year because the air was just too hot outside for too long. And now it's finally fall, and it's like Halloween is already gone. It's not here yet, but it just feels like it's gone already. And it's really upsetting. It's really upsetting me. And I don't know if it's hitting anyone else as hard. I think it's 'cause it's my last year. My last Halloween as a student. Oh, God, I'm actually going to throw up. That was the worst sentence I've ever said in my entire life. My last Halloween as a student. Oh, God, guys. I can't do this anymore. Anyways, I'm going to tell you guys about some Halloween shows we got coming up and some shows in November. So, up first, we have this banger lineup at Milk Boy. Local Philly Fest Wednesday, November 19th. Benefiting Project Home. We have Trudy, Wallace Tonight, Twin Princess, Colfie Girls, Hot Seat, and Elephant Jake. Doors are at 6, show is at 7. This sounds so good, and I really hope I can make it. Milk Boy's a really sick venue, too, so get there. Then we have Spooky Soji Halloween, October 30th, Cousin Danny's, Pucker Up, Hot Seat, and Keith Chamber. I'm so sorry, that's so bad. I hope I said all of that correctly. But yeah, this one sounds awesome. It's $10. Doors are at 7. And yeah, it's just like, this looks awesome. The flyer is so sick. I'm just like taken away. We have Spooky Fest Return to Freakadelphia on October 31st, Halloween, at Coach Room, Emo Night, rooftop covers, and a DJ stage at 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. Holy crap. I do know that Valentina will be playing, and I do know that Shark Earrings will be playing, and I may also know that Shark Earrings is covering Mobo. So yeah, you guys should totally go to that one. I will be gallivanting through the streets at the bars. But go to that show if you can. Then we have October 30th at Kung Fu Necktie. I will be there. Cat in the Wall, Shark Earrings, All the Flowers Band. This one looks awesome. You have to be 21, so you should go if you are 21. Friday, October 31st, 9 p.m. Halloween night, the terrifying return of the Cadaver Dogs. Wow. Oh my god, I'm a mess. And we have Psycho 78 and World Breaker, Root Down Brewing Company in Phoenixville. And then we have another show that is far away in my notes. Then we have Mini Ween with Attack Dog, All the Flowers, Cowboy Sex Tape, Bristol Tooth, Micro Goblet, and Ringtone at Mini Mart. 6 p.m. are doors, and 7 p.m. is music on the 2nd of November. So get there. This looks awesome. It's also FM Philly. Looks awesome. It's a cover night. So, yeah. I love how Halloween always brings out all the cover nights. I think that's awesome. And it makes sense because it's like costumes, but for music. I just made that up, but I think that's fire. But yeah, if you guys have any shows and you want me to shout them out like this and put your flyer out on Instagram and put it in a reel, send them to me. I cannot scroll for too long because I have a life, actually. But my life, part of my life, is to help promote you all lovely people. So please send them to me, and I will do my best to put them out there for the world to see. Excuse me. Yeah. I hope you guys have a wonderful Halloween. I really, really, really want to know what your costumes are this year. And maybe that'll be my segment for the next one. Send me your costume idea and the picture of you wearing your costume. And I will put myself on the spot too, because I think I have 4 different costumes this year. But yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful Halloween. Stay safe, have fun, and always remember to stay groovy.